In simple words, is a vodcast or video podcast from myself, Andrea Vinci. This series is about technical marketing. Hello, third episode today of the podcast. Today, as anticipated, we're going to talk about the role of technical marketing management or product marketing management related to general marketing. Let's call it this way. If you look at the job title, name, technical marketing, you immediately understand why this role is within the marketing department that pays the salary of the technical marketing managers or TMM. So in what a TMM distinguishes from a general marketeer? Well, there are several different characteristics. Usually the technical marketing manager, the TMM, provides inputs, provides materials, information, data to the general marketeer. If you read books that want to emphasize the importance of TMMs or those people who like to brag about their role, they like to say that the TMM is the strategy behind the marketing voice. But I don't like that much. Firstly, because the TMM is also a marketing voice, but mostly because I am allergic to the misuse of the word strategy. What I consider more realistic instead is defining the TMM as the voice behind the scenes that helps to suggest a strategy, but mostly doing it providing practical, concrete inputs that can be used by marketeers in deploying their campaigns. So, what are these inputs? Well, when you work in a very technical context, the experts of digital marketing or marketing in general, they don't have the sufficient competencies to understand the reason behind the unique value selling point of ultra technical products. They struggle to understand the real product capabilities and the advantages that they bring to customers. So, to frame a message in a way that the technical customers can appreciate as valuable and not just general or fluffy, it is necessary to have a figure that translates this technical complexity, and it's the TMM. So the TMM translates complexity into something digestible by the general marketeer. That doesn't mean that the TMM is more important than a general marketeer. It just handles different contexts, different problems, and simply because he has the skill to do that. The least complex input that the TMM provides to the general marketeers are the so-called keywords. Every product or solution needs to be described by a number of keywords. And these keywords are used by general marketing to route traffic to the website, to intercept searches and therefore doing advertisement, and also to identify ideal customers' profile when searching for leads, and also for ideal customers' profiles and identification. Now let's think about the marketing team. Marketing teams are structured around the deployment of campaigns, and a marketing campaign is a number of actions from emails to videos to advertisement to blogs, etc., that are run to generate demand, to generate leads. In order to shape the content for these campaigns, they ask for the TMM support. And the TMM helps the marketing team to frame the message, find the right material and deliverables when they don't exist to create them, to define the aspects to emphasize for value selling, and everything that can support the success of the demand generation campaign. Now, moving upwards in the complexity list of tasks for a TMM, we find the launch of a new product or a new feature, in the sense that the TMM should own the go-to-market campaign strategy for any new feature, for any new product. And this is where the TMM usually fights for the recognition of this role, because this sits exactly in the middle between the product manager and the general marketing. And both, they think that they own the responsibility for this campaign. However, the communication between these two teams is facilitated by the TMM. So the TMM, in my opinion, should actually own this. The TMM should be responsible for identifying and creating all the necessary building blocks to realize a marketing campaign. Then the deployment of the campaign is with the general marketing. But the TMM is the person who can judge whether the existing material and related message is aligned with the business strategy and also aligned with the branding strategy. We will talk about branding in the next episode. When the material doesn't exist or doesn't come from technical writers, the TMM intervenes and fills the gap, because the TMM is skilled to edit the material, to review it, and contribute for it. In another episode, we will also talk about how to edit a technical content. Now, in the daily real-world scenario, the narrative for a campaign is always incomplete. The assets are missing, the timing of delivery of the asset is not aligned with the timing needed by the marketing team, and the TMM helps to compensate all these gaps. As I said, high technological companies face the problem of having a great general marketing team, but not capable of being autonomous in facing the technical complexity. And this means also in providing sufficient inputs to the company about the business scenario, competitive studies, market trends, etc. This is something that if you have a technical marketing manager, the technical marketing manager can handle. And that's why a TMM needs to have complete access to sales data, marketing data, those data that are typically called KPIs, but in reality they are mere counters. Counters of leads, counters of views, counters of clicks, counters of access to a specific page, etc., etc., etc. And this data becomes KPIs only when you give a meaning to them. A book I love to recommend about this is this one, Marketing Metrics from Pearson. It explains clearly all formulas, all possible data, all possible metrics that are useful in marketing and business in general. And to me, the most important metric is the ROI, the return of investment. Now, not all the time people understand really ROI. It's a difficult concept in reality to define because different teams, different groups, different jobs gives to these different meanings. So the TMM can help to harmonize all these different meanings because he has a broad perspective and it can help to define a common view about what success looks like, whether any action is really worth it or not, any campaign is successful or not, and in what aspects it possibly succeeded or failed. So that's all for today. Thank you. Next time we're going to talk about branding. Be well. In Simple Words is a video podcast written and delivered by myself, Andrea Vinci. The thoughts and opinions expressed are solely my own and do not reflect those of my employer. The sources used are reported in the episode summary.